Morning to all. Myself, Dr. Arun Gandhi from Department of Biotechnology. So today I'm going to highlight the topic on protein architecture. So basically, this video will emphasize what is the meaning of protein structure and what are all the types of protein structure and what are all the regulation of protein modelings and how the structural modification should be interpreted based on the structural benefit of the protein molecules. So all these things and all here we are going to discuss. So So basically, the proteins are biomolecules. In general, in biological system, all the protein biomolecules are very much essential. Generally, in the three biomolecules are very important. One is for nucleic acid and protein, and then lipid molecules. So because all these three molecules are highly interlinked, and finally it will express the protein as a genetical modification or protein markers or protein products, all these things to be innovationally made, and all these things are involved for the technical supports. Before that, this protein architecture should be deals with the basic unit of proteins are made up of building blocks of amino acid, but basically the amino acids are what do you call the structural and functional unit of protein molecules, and which will cover the functional group of a carbonyl group and amino groups. So all these things are constructively to make it as a protein molecules, and generally the structural and functional unit of amino acid in the sense 2 to 3 amino acid linked with the peptide molecule, and this peptide will finally call it as a polypeptide. That polypeptide will call it as a protein molecules, right? But in biological system, the subcellular organelle, especially the ribosomes, are act as a factory of protein synthesis. Because why the reason the factory of protein synthesis only by ribosomes? Because the ribosomal structural part will contains the amino acid activation site, will initiate the synthesis of amino acid generation, and finally it will express their protein regulation molecules. So because of this reason, this ribosomes are act as a factory of protein synthesis. So the protein regulation or protein synthesis will coordinate by these ribosomes only. No other organelles are available. But even though the nucleus as well as ribosomes will have the interlinking process, because the nuclear systems will contain the genome will finally expressed as a protein molecule as per the central dogma of the equation, as per the molecular biology concepts. So why? Because the genome cannot be expressed as a gene, but it will expressed as a protein molecule. Because the protein nucleic acid always having the interaction, the force of attraction will be there. So because of this reason, due to the bonding pattern of covalent bond, hydrogen bond, and then hydrophobic and hydrophilic bonds are responsible for that. And as per the central dogma, the genes will expressed as a protein with the help of two important process name, call it as transcription and translation. That is, may call it as a central dogma. So based on the central dogma reactive process only, the protein architecture should be finally decided, whether it is a primary level, secondary level, or tertiary level. All these things to be uh, established. And then based on the structural perspective of the protein molecules, the protein architecture was classified the different category based on the structural aspect, based on the functional group, based on the ionic structure of the protein, or based on the substitution of functional groups. All these things to be comprises the what classes of protein it would be. Suppose for example, the sulfur containing amino acid, a hydroxyl group containing amino acid, and then carbonyl group containing amino acid, all these things to be make it as a specific protein molecules are designated. And then based on the structural perspective also, for example, in primary level, either it may be a globular protein or fibrous protein or octameric protein. So for example, octameric protein in histone complex, especially in the quaternary structure of a protein, is highly illustrated with the help of the chromosomal structure with the help of DNA histone complex. So histone complex is a octameric protein molecule, so which is very much essential to designing the octameric protein structured of your structural protein molecules. That is, may call it as the nucleosome, the nuclear component plus histone complex. So that will be one of the reason the structured protein molecules to be illustrated. And then the globular proteins also there. For suppose, for example, the antibodies. Suppose we are taking antibodies are the glycoprotein components, the substitution of carbohydrate as well as protein. So the combination of glycoprotein components are commonly called it as immunoglobulins or antibodies. So that will be make it as a different structural aspects also. Sometimes it is a globular protein structures, or sometimes it may be pentameric structure. So based on the structural organization also, the proteins are highly classified. Then even the proteins are having all the biomolecules molecules are highly important for us, because of these three important biomolecular components will interact to our biological system, and it will regulate the metabolic pathway to finally express their characteristics of respective cellular responses, cellular regulation, all these things. But basically the DNA have a negatively charged molecule, and then even the protein will have all the form of charges. For example, you have a plus, minus, and even neutral also. Even sometimes the some of the protein may act as a plus and minus property, that may call it as the zwitterionic property. The best example we can say the glycine amino acid, so which may act as both a plus and as well as minus. So likewise, all the biomolecular components are highly charged based. So based on the charged substitution also, the protein structure to be categorized. So what kind of charge of the protein, whether it is a positive, negative, or neutral, all these things to be highly illustrated. So generally, other classes of proteins may decided by some of the functional group also, especially what kind of biological function to be there. So sometimes some of the proteins are responsible for osmoregulation. Some of the proteins may generation for antibody antigen interactions. So based on the functional property, these protein molecules are highly determined, and the protein classifications to be classified based on the structural as well as the functional property of protein molecules. Now this slide shows that how the structural form of protein molecules between one bonding pattern to other bonding pattern. Because I told this protein amino acid or the structural amino acids will be linked by the peptide molecules. All the peptide will form a polypeptide, and finally the polypeptide will make it as a protein structure. So because there are more than two or three subunits of amino acid linking process only making a structure of proteins, that may leads to either globular protein or fibrous protein or helical proteins, all this structure to be illustrated. So these are all the example how the protein molecules are highly interlinked, which will be make it as a highly twisted like structure, globular structure, fibrous protein. And then based on this arrangement of bonding pattern and then the linking of peptides, the protein structure may classified as a three category. One is a primary structure, secondary structure, and tertiary structure, and then the quaternary structure also. So because of the structure of amino acid bonding pattern and then the addition of peptide molecules, the molecules are categorized as a different structural based. So that the structural organization of a protein only call it as the architecture of the proteins. And then the central dogma is one of the major reaction process in molecular biology, how the proteins are expressed in all the individuals, either in the case of prokaryotes or eukaryotes. But in prokaryotes, it is very the simple process, and easily it can be visualized which one is a functional protein and a non-functional protein, because of the reason is it is a prokaryotes. Sometimes in eukaryotes it is little bit complicated, because it is a multicellular one. So where the genes are occupied in n number of genes are occupied, and it is very difficult to separate which one is a functional and non-functional one. So for this reason only, the natural mechanism to be happened in eukaryotic protein synthesis, that is called it as a post-transcriptional modification. by the protein specialized protein bodies, call it as a spliceosome. So where the splicing mechanism to be carried out. So under this splicing mechanism, where the proteins are easily categorized, which one is a functional and non-functional one, with the respective of eukaryotic genome expression, and also the regulation of protein synthesis in eukaryotic cells also. So these are all the different structural organization of different protein molecules, like a chain-like structure, aromatic structure, aliphatic structure. So because the different bonding of pattern is occupied in the protein molecules, that is what I have previously mentioned. What are all the different bondings are responsible for that? That is a covalent bond, ionic bond, hydrogen bonds. So all the bonding patterns are sharing this charged molecules and will make it as a structural hierarchy of the particular proteins. So that is what the protein architecture will emphasize all the three category of protein molecules. That is called it as primary, secondary, tertiary, and then quaternary structure of the protein also. So, so that is what today I want to share the topic under protein architecture, the overview. So thank you, one and all. Thank you.